Hello everyone and blessed be. Today I thought for this video I would talk a little bit about charging things with stones. I'm going to talk specifically just about water. You can do the same thing with salt or oil. But some stones are toxic. Pyrite contains sulfur. Lapis lazuli or lazuli, or however you want to say it, contains pyrite, and sulfur is poisonous. A lot of crystals contain aluminum or lead. The list goes on. You really want to research your stones, just like with the herbs and things. The herbs, you want to make sure you know the medicinal properties, the dangers. And the same thing with your stones. Aside from medicinal or from magical properties, you also want to find out, what can harm it. Will water ruin them? Will sunlight ruin them? Are they toxic? And that's a very important part of learning about each of the stones. You can do the same thing with the journal, and you can in the journal, of course, you can find out what you believe and feel to be the magical properties, but it is really in your best interest, and I truly believe it is your responsibility to learn what the dangers or weaknesses of certain stones are. Certainly, you don't want to put your absolute favorite stone in a jar of water and come back and have it ruined. I mean, nobody's going to be happy in that situation unless that's what you wanted to have happen. So I love to charge water and salt and oil, and I do all three of those extremely frequently, not just on the full moon. And I use sunlight, moonlight, salt, water, herbs, whatever kind of thing fits the intent of what I'm doing. If I'm making moon water, I'm going to use water and I'm going to put it in the moonlight. But oftentimes we want to charge what we're doing. Again, we're just going to talk about water for right now. I'll throw in oil and salt, but it's the same process. And I like using stones or herbs or salt to charge the water. And in many cases, you don't want to stick that stone in that water. But there are plenty of ways to still use the energy from that stone and get it into the water safely. There's a whole lot of different ways that you can look up online. I'm just going to go through a couple. And again, all these aren't pretty. All of these aren't store-bought. I love my kind of MacGyver frugal witch, use what you got, but I also buy. So I'm actually going to start with store-bought. And I found this amazing jar. Corked, very, very thick, and it has a concaved bottom. I don't know what it was intended to be used for, but to me that just screams charge something. And it's amazing. I mean, you're limited on size unless, you want to hold it up on something if the stone is really big. But you could fill this with water, oil, salt, herb blend, whatever you want. And then here's a piece of, this is selenite, but you can put it in there. You can put it on a mirror if you want to amplify it. You can, it's desert rose selenite, sorry, my brain just completely went blank. You can put a mirror under there to amplify it. You could put it on a certain color cloth. You can do whatever you want, or you can set it like this. But whatever's in here, the water, the oil, the salt, the herbs, or whatever, in your process, you're going to, of course, tell everything what the intent is and what part it plays. You're going to tell the bottle, you're going to tell the contents inside, and you're going to tell that stone. And now you can safely charge that water, oil, salt, whatever, with that stone in it without the danger that may come from having that desert rose selenite actually inside of your ingredients or your water. It's amazing. I was so excited when I found it. I found this at Hobby Lobby, which I find kind of ironic because I'm not sure what else you would use it for. Not everybody has one. Not everybody will shop at one. Totally up to you. I'm sure you can find it other places. That's just where I found it. And I snatched a couple of them up just for that. It is a cork top, so be mindful of that. But that is an amazing way. But let's say you don't have one of those bottles. Well, you can get a bowl. Any kind of bowl, as long as it's a good size. And you can take your jar or bottle of oil, water, salt, whatever. You can put it in the bowl, and you can put the stones in the bowl around it. I prefer to make them touching. If this is water, oil, or salt, you can also put herbs in here. You can put additional salt around here. You can put this can become a spell, but I won't go into that right now. So you can charge it just like that. That works if you're got bigger stones that, of course, are absolutely not going to fit under that. You can put them in there. Here's apatite. Great big, huge, my baby. That's not going to fit so great. And in those situations, and you may only want to use one stone, you may kind of want to do a whole grid. It could be rocks that you found outside. But another thing I often do is I will have my jar. I even do this with my mixes, especially my salt mixes, black salt, whatever it is. You can take a stone. It can be as small as this broken off piece of desert rose. It could be a pebble you found outside. It could be this great big thing. Again, you're going to tell it what part it's going to play in what you're doing. That's important. This clear quartz can do a lot. If I don't tell it what it's going to do, we're going to have a situation. But you can take this and just set it on top. Then you could put salt around. You could put nothing around. You can have it... Oh, that was really loud. Sorry. You can have it like this. I do this a lot. I have a lot of mixes and salts that have stones in them, but if I don't want the stone actually touching the ingredients, I will often put a stone on top. It is not always, this is a one of a kind. I don't have a lot of big stones. It could be this little piece. It could be a tiny chip of black tourmaline. Okay, but you get the point. And you're telling it that it is to do something with what's in here, whether it's combine with it or to protect it. It can do either. Let's say, and you can do it in the reverse. I mean, there are so many different ways. I'm just trying to show you that a witch will find a way or make one. So if you come up with even different ideas in this, oh my gosh, please share. I love learning new tips. Love it. So let's say this is filled with water. And you want to use some lapis. Again, lapis contains pyrite. Pyrite contains sulfur. Not something you want to stick in water, right? Maybe you have and nothing happened. I'm just saying, go out and research. I'm just talking in general. Go out and research the stones. Don't yell at me. Don't tell me what stones do what. I do make sure I always check lists, but that's not really the point. So let's say you fill this up with the salt or the water or even the oil, and you still want to charge it with some stone energy. You can put the stones in another jar. You can put it in there. You can put the oil, the water, the salt around it. Again, you're telling each piece, as you do this, you cleanse each piece, you talk to each piece, you tell each player what part they're going to play in this situation. Even if it's just making charged water, you talk to the bottle as you clean it and you consecrate it. You talk to the bowl, you clean it, you consecrate it. Those little steps are what sets your mind to give power to your intent. These are just tools. They're not needed. But the process of having steps sometimes really helps you focus and hone in on your intent and build that power within you to manifest. Other things you can do. This is one that, again, isn't so pretty, but I don't care. I love doing unusual things. This is some moon water. But I can take a clear quartz and I can tape it on there. I can hot glue it on there. And nobody can tell me that a dab of hot glue holding this on there is going to somehow stop it from doing what I need it to do with this water. There's no way you can make me believe that, because I have put my focus and my intent on that. I can even stick it up there. I could hot glue that up there if I wanted to. Another way you can do it is, and this has cat hair on it, it's just how it is. This is a very important charged water. I put, it's not fishing wire, it's that stretchy jewelry cord. These are little hematite beads, and this is a clear crystal. They did have holes, you know. If you're going to put it on string, it has to be able to go on string. Maybe you can wrap it or whatever. On this one, I have my dragon charm. And up on top, along with the cat hair, I have some salt. And all of these pieces have been through the process of being asked to be a part of this and being told what part of that it is. And you can leave it like that. This one in particular has this sitting on top of it. This is, I said clear quartz before, but I think it's just quartz and black tourmaline in there. So as you can see, there are so many ways to go ahead and charge your water, your salt, your oils. You don't have to have these kind of stones. It can be a rock you fell in love with outside. Some of my favorite rocks, and I've shown them before, are ones I found outside. Some of these jars are leftover food jars. If you want something to look pretty, then that's fine. I love this little bottle. And I'm over the moon on this one. But you don't have to. Like I say a lot, don't not do because you feel you have to have the best or you have to have something specific. If you don't have any stones and you have this cute little bottle or a food bottle and you want to charge some water, you put it in there and you don't even have any salt. You can take a piece of paper and you can write your intent on that paper. Now, I will say one thing I do follow, but this is just me personally, is if it's something that I want to come into my life or come towards me, after I write it, I fold it towards me. If it's something I want to get rid of or have it go away from me, I fold it away from me. To my brain and my heart, that makes sense. You don't have to do it that way. Now, you can take that piece of paper, you can fold it up, you can stick it under, you can tape it on the back, you can put it on top, and it can still charge your water, your oil, your salt. If you want to charge it just with moonlight, it can be just like this and charged in the moonlight. That's fine. I charge some things in the sun. I know the moon tends to be more of the popular one to do, but I also charge things in the sun. The sun is very powerful to me as well. It's a balance. Male and female, God and goddess, mother, father, however you want to see it, light and dark. One is not whole without the other, in my mind and my path. So I thought I'd share that. If you have any other tips, any other ways you've tried it, some people have, I've seen it on the internet where people do something like this and then cover this. You can do that too. But yeah, if you've found a different way to MacGyver witch it, let me know. Like I said, I love hearing tips that people have actually done or things that they actually use in a way that most people wouldn't think to do. I eat that up. I love it. I think it is amazing. We are powerful. Our ancestors did not have Amazon and eBay, and I am not hating because I love both of those stores. So anyhow, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit like. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you know when I upload another video. Thanks. Blessed be.